Hello, hello. Welcome along to another Ski Sunday. This is number 23. We're into June. We're nearly halfway through the year already. This is it's an amazing thing. Yeah, just great to see some new followers. I can see that Chuck Sutton's just followed. Much appreciated. Yeah, great to have you along, everyone. Please use the chat, ask any questions. And yeah, I've actually this is a bit of an experiment today. I've got a capture card finally, so I'm actually using two computers. I've got a dedicated streaming computer, which is something I've wanted to do for well, certainly for the last few months, and so I'm actually kind of using Ableton Live on an iMac. So I've got a bit of a crazy setup here, and yeah, just seeing how it goes really. Having to kind of do a bit of work on syncing and audio delay and all that kind of thing. But yeah, let me know if you've got any if you notice anything's going wrong. But yes, so Chuck, hey man, how's it going? Great to have you along. And Ezquel as well, nice to have you along as well. And yeah, let me introduce what I'm going to be doing. So something that has cropped up over the last few weeks is this amazing new rack that's written by Chuck Sutton. And it's for Ableton Live. And as I understand it, it was from a competition by Teenage Engineering for their OP1. And it was to celebrate 10 years of the OP1. And essentially it was to kind of design a device, I think in Ableton, that, yeah, was inspired by the OP1. So, yeah, and this has come up and it just really captured my interest. I mean, it's something that's amazing about Ableton anyways, is the ability to put together racks and sort of essentially create your own instruments. And then with the addition of Max for Live, you can really go to town with it. And this is what, I think this is just a brilliant example of what Chuck's done here. And yeah, I just wanted to dive into it. So I actually bought it on Friday and haven't really spent that much time with it, to be honest. But I thought it'd be quite good just to go through the installation process. It's not going to be like a manual because Chuck's actually done that already, and I followed this video pretty precisely. There was a few things that looked a bit different, so it took me a bit of time to figure out, with the version that I had, what the differences were. But it didn't take long. It was pretty intuitive. So yeah. I'm going to be having a look at this and just to look at the chat. So Moda, how you doing? Great to have you along. Happy Sunday. And yeah, big up to all the fathers out there. It's Father's Day. I'm not sure if it's a worldwide thing or certainly in the UK and Japan, I know it is. So yeah, and Chuck's just said, if you've got any questions, anyone in the chat, he's going to do his best to answer them, which is just fantastic. Hey Pixel Kale, how are you doing? Greetings. You're in Berlin, aren't you? Hope it's nice in Berlin. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention as we kick things off is that Chuck has very, very kindly donated 5 codes to get this rack free, which is brilliant. So thanks a lot, Chuck. That is really amazing. So what I did is he sent me the codes while I was sleeping last night, so I got them first thing in the morning, and I was figuring out a way to distribute them in the fairest way. So I've done a prize draw basically, where I just I set a Google form here, and I've invited the last couple of hours people to sign up for that, and I'm going to basically pick names out of a hat and distribute them. So. Let me have a look. I'm just going to have a look now to see the entries and how many we've got. Just going to do a refresh. And what I'm going to do, and this is something that Chuck suggested actually, is that it may be a good idea to just kind of do it at the start, and then you can kind of follow along if you want to. You can install it and have a play with it. So yeah, I've got some winners. I've had enough responses now that I can actually announce who the winners are. So here you go. In no particular order. I'm going to type them up. Here we go. I'm just going to make sure that let me just see if I can expand my screen a little bit. There we go. Sorry, this is my other computer. So Esquel, you are a winner. I'm going to write this in here so I don't forget it as well. Congratulations. And hey, what am I going to do? How am I going to distribute? That's going to be hard, isn't it? Because I'm going to have to send them on the chat. So maybe that's going to be a bit tricky. So it may be better that I send it to you afterwards, because we're going to be here all day otherwise, aren't we? But let me just keep on announcing. So we got Todd Tyler. Congratulations. Thank you for entering. We've got Johnny Hudson. Congratulations. The code will be coming to you. And we've got Dean Taylor. Here we go. Nice one. And finally, Simon Gillies. I hope I've pronounced that right. So you are the winners. So thank you very much for entering that. I'm sorry it was all sort of so last minute. I'm just wondering if there's an easy way to send those through. Can I do? I'm not sure about direct messaging. That's the only thing. So look, hey guys, just let's. Is there an easy way to do this? Thing is, if I post them up here, then anyone can grab the code. So I want to make sure they get to you guys individually. So we'll do it afterwards. I think that's probably the best thing. Unless Chuck, you can think of a better way of doing it. Cool. All right, we'll do it afterwards. But look, let's crack on with this. As I said, the first port of call is to go to this page here, gumroad.com/L/W block. And you just want to, it's $10. So you pay for it. But obviously, if you've just won this competition, then you can use your code. Amazing. And yeah, just follow this video. It will take you through. And you'll need to, in fact, if I just kind of go to that video now.
You want a catchy melody?
We don't want to see that. And you just go to the description. It gives you here, there's two plugins, third-party plugins that you're going to need to install. One is called BeatLab Instant Sampler, and this is free, and it's wicked. I have to say, I've been playing around with it, and just in itself, it's an amazing thing. So thanks, Chuck, for kind of just bringing that to my attention. And then we've also got this one, which is the Plugin Boutique Radio. And again, this is amazing. So I've got these pages up here. This is the instant sampler. So you just got, all you have to do is, where is it? In order to download it, you just have to put your email address in, download, it will download straight away, and you just get that installed. And it's free, like I mentioned. And then you've got this one from Plugin Boutique. Which is paid, and it's actually really cheap at the moment. In the UK, it's £7.96. So that is really cheap, I would say, for what it is. And but it's also, you can download a trial version, and I think it lasts for 10 days. So, which is kind of what I've done, but I'm sure I am going to actually purchase it at the end of it. I'm just going to look at the chat just to. Okay, so Chuck, he's saying that you may be able to give codes to everyone who's here. Oh, okay, wow, that's amazing. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. So anyway, look, these are the plugins. Just a quick one about the radio. So what the radio does is it's like an internet radio plugin, and you can just choose from a whole variety of internet radio stations, and it kind of feeds it. It's a bit like Audio Hijack kind of in one plugin, and it can just feed it into your channel, and then you can sample from it. So it's really cool. And then the BeatLab sampler is basically like a kind of sampler plugin that takes a kind of streaming input, and then you can just sample at any point, and then it will instantly turn it into an instrument for you. So we'll take a look at that at the moment. Cool. So here we go. So what I've got here is the Ableton Live 11 version. And I think from what I understand, Chuck developed it in Ableton Live 11 first, and then kind of did a kind of retrograde version for Live 10. So yeah, props to you for doing that. That's amazing. So very inclusive for anyone that hasn't signed up, hasn't bought Live 11. So yeah, let's first of all just kind of go through. I'm not going to go through exactly what I did for the kind of installation, but I'll show you kind of where I did things. So basically, the first thing is on. So there's a bunch of chains here, okay, and I've got my push 2 here. And it means I can actually kind of control this macro. It's the first one here. It's where it says sound selector. And if I just turn that round, you can see they're numbered from 1 to 9. And 1 is storage. So that's where the loops that we're going to be recording, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, are going to be recorded. Then you've got the radio, which is what we're going to look at in a minute. You've got tumbler, which is a lovely instrument. Hexagon, Duosphere, drum sampler, 808 sampler, Reese, and then one for FX. So there are a whole bunch of chains here. But let's just, and I'll go through everyone individually and we'll look at what they do. But first of all, we've got, this is the radio. And if I just, if I just scroll along here, you can see that this is the BeatLab sampler. And what you need to do once you've installed the BeatLab sampler is you just need to basically kind of drop it in. So if I just kind of go to the plugins and just do a search. Oops. Oh, that's interesting. You know why? Because it's a Max for Live one, and I installed this. So it's a Max for Live plugin. So yeah, it's as I understand it anyway, and I installed it on my other computer and then loaded up the project and it was already there. But basically it needs to go at this point here, and then you basically need to go through and you need to do a load of mappings. So that involves clicking on the map function there, and then if you right click you can see this record button is mapped to the play record macro here, and I won't go through every single one, but look at the video and it will show you, Chuck will explain to you where they're all mapped to. So you can see this one is mapped to record length. So that's the first thing you need to do. You have to install this BeatLab sampler, and then you have to go through and mapping. And it takes about 5 minutes. It's not a difficult thing to do. And then once you've done it, you can then save this project, and it will be there as well. So that's the sampler. And then for the radio, you need to go onto this track here where it says radio backend. And if we go here, this is where the plugin. I've got this here. I basically had to drag this radio plugin onto every chain here. So there are 4 instances of the radio plugin. And if I bring them up, if I just click on that, bring one. I don't want to do a survey. There we go. I don't want to do that. Cool. We got our plugin, and we'll have a listen to it in a minute. So really, that's the kind of main installing that you need to do. Once I kind of got that done, I was up and running, and it was brilliant. So and then once you've saved it, you can see here I've got this is like Live 11 Ski 3. So that's kind of my version. So I'll probably figure out putting the template somewhere or working out how I'm going to do it. But I haven't spent enough time with it yet to figure out exactly how I'm going to use it myself. Cool. All right. So let's have a listen to the chains to see what we've got. So now just a quick thing. So I haven't got an OP1. I've seen people using it. I've watched videos. It's been one of those things that's like, it would be so amazing to have one, but I find it's a bit pricey. So maybe one, and maybe this is why I found this so exciting, is like, oh, I can actually kind of get that workflow in Ableton Live. But from what I understand, it works a little bit like a tape player, and you can create loops, and it's also kind of got this radio functionality where you can basically record something from the radio and then turn that into a sample. So, which is a thing I love. I love that kind of idea of, the happy accident of just getting something random and then making an instrument out of it. Cool. I'm just looking at the chat. Thanks, Chuck, for distributing these codes. That's totally amazing. So if we just go to the radio, and just kind of go over to see how this works. So in order to hear anything, right, I'm just going to actually just do a capture reset. There we go. So in order to hear anything, so this is one of the radio stations. So that's quite loud. There we go. Let's turn that down. And if I go through and do seek, actually, why is that loud? Maybe that is. Let's turn the capture off. So this is a kind of synth bass. I'm just going to go to master and turn up the limiter again, so we can hear, just in case it's a little bit loud, a bit quiet. I'm sorry. So here we've got some controls here. So this is based on an operator, but there looks like there's a whole bunch of different kind of voices here. So we can kind of go through. Oh, there we go. We can adjust the chain volume here. So we can change if it's single voice or in unison. And this is kind of like a cut-off. And then a pitch. Going to add some grit. Kind of like white noise to it. So. Cool, so that's that. Let's keep going. What else have we got? We've got Duosphere. So now this has got some interesting macros. Let's see. So this is based on kind of, looks like samples. There's sine, triangle, square, wave. So we've got genre selector. Okay, so I think probably, sure how that's working. Maybe that's only on one for the moment. We've got genre 1. Ah, here we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Got a random pan. Okay, that's nice. Hopefully you can hear that if you're wearing headphones. So really kind of very usable instruments here. Cool, let's keep going. What else have we got? We've got the drum sampler. All right, so this is really nice. So Chuck, looks like Chuck's included some kind of different drum sets here. I can actually play these from push as well. Really usable. What I love about this is just the first one, is that you can just kind of hear it in a house context, techno context, hip-hop context. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful sounds. Really, really love that. So there's like 4 kits there. Really usable. And there's also this quantized. Whoops. That's interesting. Let's just turn that off. There we go. So if you basically, yeah, this is just like the repeat button on push. So this is, you can turn it on and off. So kind of really useful for recording in hi-hats or whatever you want, really. So as you can hear, these are all really inspiring sounds, and I think that's probably where it came to, the name Writer's Block came up, because it's like creating an amazing template for you to, as a starting point, you know, which is really, really cool. Let's keep going. What else have we got? We've got an 808 sampler. So this is basically like kind of sub bass sounds. So if you're into trap or that kind of thing. Fantastic. And then we got this Reese sound. So kind of quite techno-y. It's got a filter on it. Envelope, so we can do sort of more. Probably recognise that. So again, really usable. And then we've got effects. So we can add effects to any of these sounds. And what I think we need to do is, and you can see that Chuck's kind of put this as a graphic here, is we need to turn the auto select off. And so then if we go back now, so that's how this is working basically. So with auto select on, it's kind of selecting the different chains for me. So if we now kind of turn that off and then put the effects on here and then click on here, we can actually change the different types of effects, and we've got this FX selector here. So we've got Omo, Verb, Doppler and Hass. Hass seems to be like a kind of mega like widener. So let's stick with the Verb for the moment. And then you can see there that you can basically turn it on and off. And then we've got a pre and post as well. So if you look here, so with pre and post, so the left is pre. This will apply effects to your instruments before you record into the capture looper. So the right is post. This will apply effects to your recorded capture loop before you print it to the storage looper. Okay, so that's quite nice. It means that you don't have to kind of commit yourself to the effect. If you have it on post, you can just kind of put it back in. Cool. All right. So just a kind of little bit. I'm just going to sort of just check the chat. Oh, nice one. Thank you, Deanie. And yeah, thanks to everyone. If you've just joined, yeah, welcome along. Happy Sunday. I'm just looking at this amazing Writer's Block device by Chuck Sutton. And yeah, just kind of going through it. So we're going to get in. We're actually going to record something in a minute. But I just want to quickly talk about how this works. So essentially, it's built on the Ableton Looper device. And it's set to 4 bars. I'm not sure if that's something in the future maybe Chuck might kind of change, so you can actually change how many bars. But I love the fact that we've got this boundary here, you know, of 4 bars. I think that's a really nice thing to have. And this isn't what this isn't is quantized bass. So this is very much like a tape machine, as in you're just going to set it recording for 4 bars. And it's just going to capture whatever you play, and then record over the top of it. So it used to be this concept of sound on sound. So the original kind of reel-to-reel recorders would work like that. So, you know, you just record something and then record something over the top of it. So at a very simple level, that's how it works. Oh, Chuck, so you can do that right now. So the change the length. Okay, cool. I didn't know you could do that. That's amazing. So maybe Chuck, you can let us know in the chat how you can do it. So I'm just reading what you're saying. The loopers have a bar setting on them, so you can change the bars on the capture and both capture loopers to whatever length. Fantastic. Okay, so that is brilliant. So if we just kind of just go back here. I'm going to go back here. There we go. So if I just... I need to turn this back on, don't I? There we go. Cool. So this is... I imagine this will be in the storage area. There we go. Got the beat repeat. Okay, I'm floundering a little bit here. So maybe it's there. Here we go. So we've got the capture loop there. Let's just scroll along. It's not in there. Not in the storage. Okay, so they're probably closed right now. So that's. I think we'll leave it there. I'm gonna crack on with this, but that's really good to know that you can do that. So it feels like we're already getting into kind of advanced stuff here, which is cool. So, all right. So what I did actually when I first loaded this up, this is something that Live 11 has got, where you can actually click on these plus and minus buttons here to show more or less macro controls. So when I first loaded it up, it just had these four. I'm going to just finish my tea, sorry. And what I did is these are the kind of the key ones, and the other ones are kind of for slightly kind of more advanced stuff. Is that I actually kind of used my nano control here to map to some of these. So, for example, the sound selector here, I mapped, but actually I can do the same thing from push. So I'm kind of not using that so much. But key thing is here, the capture on and off. So basically when it's off, it means that you can just play sounds and it won't record. It's a bit like the overdub button. When you turn it on, it's going to capture whatever you play. So you need to have that on when you're happy with something that you want to record. And then you've got these things here. So if you want to start again and just record and just get rid of what you just played, you have to do this capture reset here. So I'm just going to put this here. So this is mapped to the capture reset. Now, if you capture something you like, but then you don't want to record over that recording, you want to kind of store it, then you have to record it kind of manually into the storage area. And so I've got another button here which is mapped to the storage on off. If you want to reset the storage completely, then you can just go on to that. So essentially these are on and off, but if you just did it manually, you would have to kind of just turn it all the way around. Although I think actually there's a kind of point, let me just see. There's probably maybe there's a point in that percentage where, yeah, it's when it gets halfway, it goes from 0% to 1%. And then I also mapped these effects on and off and the pre and post as well. So this is cool. You don't have to have a nano control, but I thought it was quite a nice kind of workflow thing just to have them kind of mapped. So let's start off. Maybe let's just start off with a beat. Cool. So let's just go to. So I can put the metronome on. So at the moment the capture's not on, so it's not going to record anything. Now I'm going to hit the capture reset just to make sure that the buffer is kind of empty, and then we're going to start recording. So you can hear it's unquantized, which is cool. So I'm going to turn the metronome off now, and if I just want to practice playing something, I'm going to turn the capture on and off, so to off, sorry, and then maybe we want to turn the metronome back on. So that's my first attempt. And you can hear it's pretty kind of rough. So I want to start again. I want to try something different. I'm going to maybe do a slightly faster tempo. One thing to note is if you change the tempo after you've recorded something, then it will affect the pitch. So if we do that now, because it's just like a tape machine, right? Cool, so let's just play it, and I'm gonna click on capture reset. There we go, and it's gone. So it's never gonna come back, it's gone. But let's record something else, and a bit faster this time. So it hasn't captured it. Let's try turning it on and off and capture a reset again. Cool, it's got it. Right, let's try a hi-hat now. Turn the capture off. Right, I'm just going to go to the master and just take this limiter down a little bit because it's kind of going a bit over the top. Right, take the metronome off. Cool, so we've got our first loop. So I can still play stuff over the top, and I've got capture off, so it won't capture it. But what if we want to kind of park that somewhere and then just add a new part to it? So this is where we use the storage off on, and I've got this mapped here, so this is just down here. So what we need to do for that is we just need to kind of turn it on and play it, and it will record into the storage area. So let's go. So you can hear that as soon as it's kind of gone into that storage area, when you play it back, it sounds like double the volume, and that's because it's playing in both areas. So it's playing in the storage looper and in the capture looper as well. So what we need to do is to reset the capture. There we go. And then what it's doing now is it's just playing in the storage area, and we can then go to one of the sound selectors. So choose another sound. So, and what that's going to do is it's going to record it. We're now going to capture that into the new looper. So let's do it. Didn't get it. Okay, let's try resetting it again. Here we go. There we go, you got it. So maybe sometimes you just need to make sure you do a capture reset. I'm just going to stop this and just read what Chuck's saying. Cool. So the master channels are in the storage where you were. I should make a... Okay, so yeah, maybe that's something to look at. And yeah, Chuck, it's going to be great if you do this is very much me kind of like learning as I'm going along. Like I said, I only installed it on Friday, and I had a little play on Friday, a little play yesterday, and so it's all kind of pretty new stuff to me. So when you pause it, the capture turned off. Okay. Right, so maybe this is something that, yeah, so Chuck's saying that if Ableton pauses and nothing's inside the looper, it shuts off. Okay, it's cool. I mean, the thing is that you know that it's not there, so you just got to do it again, and then it records. So, all right, so what I'm going to do now is add this part to the storage area. So let's just do this again. I'm going to turn storage on, and let's play it, and this will add it on top of the beat. And let's do a capture reset. Cool, so both of those parts are now in the storage area. So let's go to another sound now. Let's go to the 808 sampler. Let's just take the high bounce off. And maybe let's try a bit of reverb. Record that in. I'm going to do a capture reset just to make sure, not a storage reset, otherwise I'd lose everything. And let's put capture on. Wait for it to loop round. See if we can just put that straight into the storage area now. I'm just using my nano control here. Cool. Let's lose the capture, do a capture reset. Okay, so there's one idea. Let's just add one more part. I can't bear to hear this without any chords. So. Just to make sure, and I'm going to put capture on. Let's try that again. Okay, so we've just got a little idea there, which is really nice, and it's just a lot of fun, you know, just putting something down really quickly like that. And I think once I kind of really get used to the workflow, the storage on and off, capture on and off, you know, it's going to be great. So say I want to actually, before I kind of start on something new, of course I could kind of save this, but there's an export track here, and if I just open that up, you can see if I just open up these macros here, there we go. There's actually like an export macro, and if I just turn that up like that, it basically kind of sets a level that's going to go to that track. So let's just make it a 0% or around there anyway, and then I can just go at any point here and I can actually record that as audio. So let's just do that now. I need to do that, I suppose. There we go. So we've got that now as a bounce. So yeah, we can just kind of have that as a little reminder of what we did. And I'm going to do a quick save here. And I think next, let's get into the radio function, because that's where it's a lot of fun. Cool. Thanks for the follow, Beastwood. Much appreciated. And yeah, just want to say thanks, Chuck, for coming along for this. This is just amazing, you know, to have the person that's kind of developed this and created this actually kind of in on this, you know, on this stream. It's brilliant, kind of asking questions. I love it. Thank you so much. Cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to reset. I'm going to do a storage reset. Oh my God. So if I'm playing this now, let's just get rid of that. And what I'm doing is I'm doing storage A reset. So what we're hearing is we're still hearing that last take, so the last capture. So if I just get rid of that now, we're back to nothing. Right, so we're going to get back to the radio now. So let's go back to the radio and turn it on. So you've got that nice reverb on it, which is cool. Let's go to, what I really want to know is how to just make that a bit quieter. Let's see. If I go to there, is there a maybe Chuck? How would I make this? Oh, maybe that's, would it come from the radio back end? Maybe. I'm wondering if there's like a master on there. Maybe it's just to do with the actual radio. So record volume. Okay. Let's try. Yes. Brilliant. Okay, great. What's really cool is that when you go through, and I'll just quickly show you now. So on the radio back end, which is where you have to drop your radio devices, we don't want to tour. There's this shuffle button here, and this allows you to basically, it just chooses like a kind of random station for you. But what's great is that if you then, once you've done that and you've got different stations on every radio device, and then you save your project, it seems that it will remember those stations, so they'll always come back, which is great. And so I stumbled across this one, which was this sort of kind of Gregorian chanting choir type channel, which is brilliant. And let's go. So you can see here that it's recording those. It's just recording that. So if I just take that off now. Okay, so it's got it. It'd be really nice if I could increase the volume of that. Is there a setting here to, once it's recorded, because it's kind of like playing back at kind of a louder level, but then when you recording at a louder level, but when you then play it back, it's quite quiet. So I'm just wondering if that's to do with the capture gain, maybe? No, that's just how it's recorded in. Maybe the sustain in the actuals, the volume in the actual instant sampler. Yeah, that could be it. So that's the input level. Here we go. Yes. There we go. Thanks, Chuck. So that's amazing. That's helped a lot. Yeah, so it's quite quiet. So yeah, to kind of get the same level. In fact, let's just kind of try it now. So. Whoa. Okay. That's maybe to do with the length. Okay. So now we can adjust the sample start. And what I really like is the auto chop as well. So that's basically going through and just choosing different start points. So let's try maybe. Let's just try recording something in. Right, so let's put the metronome back on. Maybe let's go a bit faster. Let's do something a bit houseier. Let's go to 122. Okay, maybe get a little bit kind of Herberty. Matthew Herbert, that is. Cool. So let's get the. Just going to do kind of wipe the storage, the capture reset. Sorry. Put the capture on. Nice. So I'm going to record that into the storage. Turn the storage on. Ah! Sorry, wrong button. Let's do it again. Capture on and off. I can probably do it better anyway. Okay. Okay, here we go. So. It records. Cool. Right, I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm going to just, you know what, just to make it easier, I'm getting a bit confused, I think, by having so many macros. Cool, all right, that makes it easier. Because just the way that I've got the mapping for my nano control, kind of just map those first 4 channels there. Okay, so let's just turn the storage on now and record that in. I've got a feeling that that didn't record in, so I'm going to just reset the storage and just try that again. There we go, it's worked. Maybe it's a kind of similar issue that we had last time, but that's cool, no worries. Cool, so that's in there. Let's just do a capture reset, and then nice. And then I can't resist going to the drums. Here we go. Okay, let's play along. So the capture was on there, but it didn't capture it, and that's quite good because I didn't actually want it to. So let's just do a capture reset. Let's turn it on and off again, and in fact, let's just play it and then turn it on. Maybe let's turn the effects off a little bit. Get rid of the metronome now. Capture on. Nice. See if there's another sound we can get in there. Well, that's nice. Put that in. Cool, let's keep the workflow going. Let's put that into storage. Cool, let's do a capture reset. And then we've got to add a bass line. Cool, just have a look at the chat. Okay, yeah, that's great. Sorry, Chuck's just saying that, yeah, you can kind of monitor where the chains are going. So that's really useful. So yeah, if we kind of scroll up here, you've got kind of not recording, capture loop and storage, and you can actually see. So let's have a look now, actually. If we go back to the sound selector, here we go, and let's just get a bass sound. Cool. Let's just find another sound. Beautiful 808, lovely. Cool, and then if we go back up here, so you can see it's in not recording at the moment, and then I'm assuming if I go to capture, there you go, it's switching. And then if I put storage on, then it would go. So that's really useful to know. You can actually kind of see where things are going. Cool, so capture's off at the moment. I've got this into the storage. I'm just going to define that bass sound a little bit more. You know why? Because I'm thinking of in terms of those chords. I was thinking the way I was playing them, that's actually concert pitch, but I've actually recorded them from the radio, and I never knew what they were. So actually, So it sounds like it was where I was like playing, thinking it was in D minor. It's actually in D flat minor. Cool, that's recorded in. Make sure capture resets on. Oh man, this is this is a lot of fun. It really is. Cool. I'm going to do one more idea, but first of all, I'm just going to record this down. I'm going to export it like I did before. Let's go to here, and then let's just expand these out. Okay, that's already there, so that's set, which is nice. So let's just record. There we go. Yeah, actually, one of the things that Chuck mentioned in his tutorial video is that if you did want to go back on stuff, then actually doing a screen recording is a really good idea. So this is great because I'm going to be able to watch this back, and if I wanted to kind of develop any of these ideas, I could. But cool. Yeah, I'm going to just go to something different now. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to do another house track because I'm into it, and I'm going to see if I can get another sound from the radio this time. So it's funny because when you do the storage reset, you just think, oh God, but I'm doing it. It's gone. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this because I haven't studied it enough. But there's more controls that you can see here. Basically, there are two storage areas. So you can actually kind of, if you just wanted to split things up a little bit more, you could put maybe the beat into storage A, the bass line or the chords into storage B, and then you can kind of mix those. And then you can also transfer between A and B as well. So it just kind of gives you a little bit more flexibility with the stuff that you're recording. There's an FX pan as well that you can use, and a capture pan, so you can actually record that captures. What's great as well is that there are notes on all of these. So capture pan, for example, this will pan your safe take loop when printing to a master looper. The panning will be recorded into the looper. So yeah, there's some great sort of added tips here just to kind of take you through that. But I'm going to stay on the creativity here and just come up with something else. I'm going to get back into the radio and see what we can find. So let's just go back here. And by the way, massive respect for these icons. You might have seen them in my Instagram thumbnail. I kind of took some of my favorites and put them in, and obviously kind of inspired by the teenage engineering ones, which are great, but great work there. So cool. Let's move away from that. Maybe we can get a bit of Coldplay. Hands up who likes Coldplay. Right. Whoa. Loving that. Okay, let's get the metronome on. Slow it down a bit. know if I'm not very good at tap tempoing. Maybe that's okay. I wonder if, there we go. Okay, that's quite good. That kind of takes it a bit more kind of Daft Punky, doesn't it? All right, so let's capture this. Let's just play it. And let's record it in. Oh, I didn't get it. Never mind. Let's do a reset. Right, let's get it into storage. Maybe I need to do a storage reset again. Let's go. Yep, cool. Done the capture reset. Right, let's get onto the beats. That's got to be done, isn't it? This is. Let's choose a different one here. Let's go for 0. Right, so let's just put capture off. Did it again, never mind. We'll do it this time. Right, let's get rid of that metronome. Turn these effects down a bit. Hey, let's do the quantize function. Nice. Okay, let's record that into storage. Let's just do a, don't do storage reset. Ah, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Okay, let's put storage on. And then do capture reset. And let's put one more sound. So I'm getting into the workflow now, which is great. It's such good fun. Let's do, I haven't done anything with the duosphere. That's lovely, isn't it? Let's put some reverb on that. do the capture reset again. See if I can capture this. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I'm gonna just record that in now into my export. Here we go. Nice. Yeah, maybe now's a good time just to kind of go back and have a listen to some of these. Let's do a storage reset, and let's do a capture reset. Okay, so that was my first attempt. Next one. You know what? That's maybe because it's warped. Yeah, let's unwarp these because they're not, because I've changed the tempos. And then this one. I think that's my favorite. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm bouncing it to stereo. Yeah, so thanks a lot, everyone. I just wanted to kind of just do a quick run through and just make some beats, and I just think it's super exciting. The whole philosophy around this is just brilliant, and just the fact that Chuck's called it the writer's block, you know, I think it just goes to show like how amazing or how important it is to kind of create a template, and the fact you've just done this in one rack with all these sounds, and I love that it's like learning a new instrument as well. You know, you're kind of getting to grips with these, and you know you've made it so visually appealing as well with the icons. You know, I can just only see this developing, and well, certainly myself kind of using it more and more as a way to kind of get down ideas, and yeah, and it's just a lot of fun, and that's kind of what making music's about, isn't it? It's about, you know, having fun, and I just think that the more I kind of get used to this, the quicker my workflow will become, and I can actually yeah, kind of just have it as a nice way just to kind of enjoy myself and not worry too much about the finished product, but just get an idea down, and I can kind of come back on it, and I think I can expand on it, and so yeah, really cool. Yeah, Chuck, yeah, thanks. Well, thank you for, well, first of all, for the codes. That's amazing. For being here, answering questions. Absolutely amazing. And thanks for everyone for watching as well. It's really great to have you along. I'm really chuffed that this is the first stream I've done with two computers with a capture card, and it seems to have not crashed. I'll have a look back at it and sort of see if I can make any improvements. But yeah, so that's a good thing moving forward. And yeah, just want to say thanks a lot. I'll be back next week. I think I'm going to do a special one next week because my album's coming out. Quick plug. Why not? Let me just find it. Okay, it's on Bandcamp. Let me just show you. You're probably all sick of it by now, me going on about it, but it's here, and I'm excited because it's coming out next week on Friday. I've been kind of doing a campaign over the last 3 weeks where I've been kind of making one track available. I've done some videos to go with them as well. The latest one was called Eyelashes, and Yeah, so I think next week I'm going to do a special where I'm kind of just going to go through the album, or maybe bring up some stems and maybe do a little remix competition or something. That could be quite cool. So yeah, I'll have a think about that. In the meantime, have a great rest of Sunday. Chuck, I know it's early for you in the morning, so thanks for getting up, and enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, thanks very much. Okay, so just reading Moda's here. Yeah, thanks, Shlomo as well. Yeah, I think it's definitely better doing two machines. And yeah, thanks, Moda, for you like the Trait eyelashes, much appreciated. Yeah, I think I did do a kind of writing session with that track a few months ago. But yeah, it'd be nice to kind of bring it up and maybe do a breakdown. And maybe that's the track that I should do as a remix competition as well. So sounds great. Nice one. Okay, thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great rest of Sunday, and I will speak to you very soon. Cheers then. Bye.